Whenever anyone talks about controversial countries, Israel makes the cut every time. Being one of the youngest sovereign states and the only Jewish state in the world, Israel is a hot topic for its unique culture, complex and problematic history, as well as its impact on the already unstable Middle East. It's the place where Jesus Christ was born, buried and resurrected, at least according to many. In this video, we're going to tell you about Israel, the Jewish customs and cultures that impact everyday life here, and what you should never do in this country. Undoubtedly, Israel's history and present are both complex, with many different narrations depending on who you ask. Before we start, please make sure you hit the like and subscribe button so you never miss out on videos like this. It also motivates us to keep pushing quality content for our viewers. That said, let's go back to the beginning. How did Israel form? After World War II, in the late 19th century, a Zionist movement gained momentum. Jews who had survived the horrors of the Holocaust in Germany and other parts of Europe were escaping to find peace elsewhere. Seeing that these Jews had no country or specific place to call home, the United Nations stepped in. So, in the aftermath of World War II and the Holocaust, the United Nations proposed a partition plan for Palestine in 1947. The plan suggested the creation of separate Jewish and Arab states, with Jerusalem serving as an international city. The Jewish leadership accepted the plan, but Arab leaders rejected it. Despite this, survivors of the Holocaust and Jews from around the world flocked to modern-day Israel in thousands. And so, on May 14, 1948, David Ben-Gurion declared the establishment of the State of Israel and became the first prime minister of this new country. This declaration was followed by the invasion of neighboring Arab states, including Egypt, Jordan, and Syria, leading to the Arab-Israeli War of 1948 to 1949, also known as the War of Independence. However, over time, Israel fought numerous wars, including the famous Six-Day War with neighboring countries, and gained control over more territory than the UN initially agreed to give. The borders were and are strictly enforced, with the military keeping a tight control of everything. But why did the Jews want this specific piece of land? Why didn't they take land in Europe? Why not settle on some uninhabited big island? Why move from around the world and settle in a place of constant conflict? These are some of the burning questions that everyone wants answers to when it comes to Israel's independence and formation. The reasons are quite simple. Often referred to as the Promised Land, the Land of Israel has profound significance in Jewish religious texts, particularly in the Torah or the Hebrew Bible. According to Jewish tradition, God promised this land to the patriarch Abraham and his descendants, and so every Jew has a right to this land, no matter who lived here before. Secondly, located in the heart of Israel is Jerusalem, an extremely important religious site for Jews. It is home to the Western Wall, the last remnant of the Second Temple, and is considered the holiest site in Judaism. The connection to the land and its religious sites is a fundamental aspect of Jewish identity. Throughout history, Jews also experienced widespread persecution and dispersion. Known as the idea of returning to a homeland provided a sense of unity, safety, and the opportunity to exercise self-determination in the face of external threats and discrimination. They wanted to revive their safety, community, and culture after the attempted genocide of Jews during the Second World War. And so, Israel was more than just a piece of land for them. Where is Israel today? When we see Israel today, we see a lot of conflict and mixed opinions, but we can also see that the country has progressed considerably faster than other countries, especially within the region it's situated. Despite a population of only 9.3 million people, Israel has advanced itself in military, economic, and technological aspects. Israel's military prowess is evident in its track record of not losing a war, a testament to its strategic planning, training, and technological advancements. In 2023, Israel ranked as the world's 18th strongest military force, falling just behind its neighbor, Egypt. According to the International Institute for Strategic Studies Military Balance 2023, Israel has 169,500 active military personnel in the army, navy, and paramilitary, while a further 465,000 constitute its reserve forces. One significant aspect of Israel's military strength lies in its reported possession of atomic weapons. The estimated number of nuclear warheads, somewhere between 80 and 400, places Israel among the most nuclear-armed nations globally. The country has 4,170 tanks, 684 advanced fighter aircraft, and 5 submarines along with high-tech armed drones. Drones like the Heron TP, Hermes 900, Tactical Heron and Birdseye 650 showcase Israel's innovation in unmanned aerial vehicles. These drones serve diverse purposes, including reconnaissance, surveillance, search and rescue, and transport. Apart from weaponry and personnel, Israel's special units are an example of the Israeli formative strength. Shi'at 13 excels in sabotage, maritime intelligence, rescues, boarding, and land-sea incursions. On the other hand, the Skylark unit operates drones for reconnaissance, surveillance, and various missions. One of the most renowned elite units was formed in 1982, participating in all wars and operations since its inception, but it's highly classified and strategically important, so that's all we know about this specific unit. If you're surprised by Israel's military prowess, wait until you hear about their economy. Israel has established itself as a vibrant and technologically advanced economy, often referred to as the startup nation. The country is home to a thriving startup ecosystem, with many successful ventures emerging from areas like cybersecurity, biotechnology, and artificial intelligence. Pharmaceuticals, innovation, and agriculture are some other sectors that contribute to the country's $488.5 billion GDP. With the 13th largest GDP per capita, Israel depends on international trade, exports, and sound macroeconomic policies to keep it growing sustainably. Just to give you some context about Israel's top companies, names like Payoneer, Lightrix, Wix.com, and Audio Codes are all Israeli companies. This Middle Eastern country falls just behind America and China in terms of being technologically advanced. In fact, Israel has over 4,000 profitable companies in this sector, with over 60% of the world's 500 largest tech companies being Israeli. The state spends almost 5% of its GDP on research and development, resulting in an excellent education system, competitive research programs, and an expert skill set. Israel and its residents highly promote secondary education and have an expansive research and teaching network, educating its students to take initiative, question, and develop their skills. Even in cultural practices, Israel's society places great focus on educating their children beyond mandatory high school. Israel is the second country with the most students going to university. Israeli companies have even contributed to Microsoft, Intel, Google, and Apple's hardware. Now let's talk about the rich culture of Israel. In Israel, the population is characterized by a rich mosaic of Jewish communities originating from various regions. The Ashkenazim, hailing from Germany, Central and Eastern Europe, the Sephardim, descendants of ancient Jews expelled from the Iberian Peninsula, and the Mizrahim from the Middle East and North Africa collectively contribute to the nation's cultural diversity. Notably, there are also African Jews, known as Black Israelites, with Ethiopian Jews forming their own distinct community. The sense of community was so strong between the Jews in the late 1900s that they revived Hebrew, which was dead before the revival and not spoken nor understood by anybody. The neighborhood of Mea Shearim in modern-day West Jerusalem stands out as a unique ideological enclave. Home to ultra-Orthodox Haredi Jews identifiable by their distinctive attire, black suits, matching hats, bushy beards, and long curly sidelocks known as piyat, Mea Shearim reflects a strong commitment to traditional values. In terms of clothing, the kippah, a cap worn by Jewish men made of fabric or wool, is a symbol that serves as a constant reminder of the presence of God. It's a common sight in Israel to witness individuals wearing such head coverings as part of their religious practice. Israel's fertility rate is notably high, with cultural and religious norms emphasizing marriage and the importance of having children. The Haredi Jews stand out with a remarkable fertility rate of 7 children per woman. Yes, you heard that right, 7. When it comes to marriage, Israel doesn't have any civil marriages and only considers those that are religiously held, regardless of the religion being practiced. The country also protects members of the LGBTQ community, being one of its kind in the Middle East. At the heart of Israeli culture is a deep connection to Judaism, and the traditions and festivals of the Jewish faith are integral to daily life. The country's vibrant celebrations, including Hanukkah, Rosh Hashanah, and Passover, showcase a blend of religion religious and cultural traditions. This includes the celebration of Shabbat, the Jewish Sabbath, marked by special meals, family gatherings, and the lighting of candles at sundown on Fridays. The event lasts till Saturday night, and you're not supposed to do any work until then. Israeli cuisine is a flavorful blend of Middle Eastern, Mediterranean, and international influences. Falafel are deep-fried balls of ground chickpeas or fava beans, often served in pitta with tahini and vegetables. Made from mashed chickpeas, tahini, and olive oil, hummus is a ubiquitous dip that goes great with any meal. If you're looking for a breakfast favorite, go for shakshuka, which is a dish of poached eggs in a spicy tomato and chili pepper sauce. Fresh salads that feature tomatoes, cucumbers, and herbs accompany many meals. Tea and coffee are widely consumed in Israel, with coffee culture extending to specialty shops offering a variety of blends. Traditional Middle Eastern coffee is enjoyed in cafes, while tea is commonly served with fresh mint. Freshly squeezed fruit juices are also popular choices, especially pomegranate and orange. Wine holds a significant place in Israeli culture, so make sure to ask for arak on your trip here. Beyond the country's captivating cultures, Israel is also home to many magnificent sites. A UNESCO World Heritage Site, the Old City of Jerusalem is a treasure trove of historical and religious significance. It houses key religious sites such as the Western Wall, the Church of the Holy Sepulchre, and the Dome of the Rock. Their narrow, winding streets, vibrant markets, and the Western Wall Plaza provide a unique blend of history and spirituality. Tel Aviv's White City is a UNESCO-listed collection of over 4,000 Bauhaus-style buildings and a superb urban cityscape with incredible views. This vibrant city offers a mix of modern and historic attractions, including cultural venues, beaches, and the bustling Carmel Market. Known for its high salt content and therapeutic mud, the Dead Sea is not only the lowest point on Earth but also a unique natural wonder. You can float effortlessly in the buoyant waters, indulge in mud treatments, and enjoy the breathtaking desert landscape surrounding the sea. Perched on a plateau overlooking the Dead Sea, Masada is an ancient fortress with a dramatic history. It was the site of a historic stand by Jewish rebels against Roman forces in the 1st century CE. Featuring archaeological remains of palaces and a Roman siege ramp, Masada makes for a compelling destination. Built by Herod the Great, the ancient port city of Caesarea offers a glimpse into the grandeur of the Roman era. Visitors can explore well-preserved ruins, including an amphitheater, a hippodrome, and a Herodian harbor. The city's archaeological park combines history with scenic coastal views. Things to not do. You might already be tempted to visit this stunning country, but just wait. Israel is a land of weird, confusing, and strict rules as well. For instance, DNA testing is illegal in Israel for unknown reasons. Every Israeli is required by law to carry legal documents including their passports at all times. This requirement was put into place to make sure that people could easily prove their identification and legal status, especially considering local conflicts and tensions. You're also not allowed to collect rainwater without a permit. PDA and touching the opposite sex is also frowned upon, so don't feel surprised if others move their seats or move away from you. They're only making sure that you don't accidentally touch them. It's illegal to rear a pig on Israeli soil, a law that was enacted in 1962. This one's a strange law, given that the sale of pork for consumption is legal, however rearing them is not. Residents have found a funny loophole, where they would raise pigs on concrete slabs and not on the literal Israeli soil. It's prohibited to talk about politics in public because Israelis are very passionate, and you'll come across different opinions. If you're not careful, things will take a scary turn quicker than you can imagine. In fact, carrying the Quran or any kind of general writing in Arabic can make you a target for the IDF pretty quickly. In Israel, there are 2 days in the year when the soldiers of the military stand for 1 minute to commemorate the fallen soldiers from the Holocaust. When the siren is heard, everyone is required to stand still and pay their respects. If you spot people carrying automatic weapons in army uniforms throughout public spaces, don't worry about it. Israelis have mandatory military service at 18 years old, where men serve a minimum of 32 months while women serve at least 24 months. They have the option to choose which unit they want to serve in, such as OCATS, Shayit, Underwater Combat, Mountaineering, Yahalam, Skylaw, or Sayeret Matkal. Last but not least, when you're eating at any Israeli establishment, make sure you know about kosher foods and are generously tipping your waiters, as they rely on tips more than their wages. You should always be dressed modestly, especially when visiting sacred places. The country is still in conflict, so avoid going down unexplored lanes and stick to the main sites throughout the country. If you're not careful, you might find yourself in an active minefield or in trouble with the military troops. And this is the end of our video. If you liked traveling to Israel, make sure you leave a like and subscribe. That way we'll book you a passenger seat on our upcoming video travels. In the meantime, check out this cool video right here.